Here we are. Another one for you. And that kind. So, just war theory, and a little bit of pacifism. So let's get into this. So we're going to start off with two terms that we need to define. Excuse me. Define what absolute pacifism, that keyword absolute pacifism. Define what you think absolute pacifism is, please. Absolute pacifism. Okay. All about war. The last few years, all the question 5s in assessments for theme D have been based around war. Okay, so it's not definite, but we could make a more than an educated guess. So absolute pacifism is, moving on, conditional pacifism is. Absolute and conditional, your key words there. Okay, in order to be able to help you define what pacifism is. Conditional pacifism is okay, moving on. And I've only got 5 questions here, but the 4th question is going to take you some time. So, what is the just war theory, or the just war theory is? The just war theory is okay. Probably need a sentence or so. The just war theory is got a bit of a cough. Right. Now, the word just there means when is it reasonable, fair, or permissible to go to war? When does it make sense? When is it just to engage in conflict? Okay? Conflict of a violent nature, if you like. So, we're not just talking about a fight here, we're talking about war. So when I talk about violence here, it's talking about engaging in war. Okay? So, here we go. The just war theory is split into 2 different criteria. 2 different criteria. Here's your question. When making the decision to go to war, what are the 6 criteria that need to be fulfilled? I'll say that a few more times. When going to war, I want to go to war, what are the 6 criteria that have to be fulfilled before going to war? Okay, and then when I've decided to go to war because those 6 criteria have been fulfilled, how should I behave in war? So, I'll say that again. When going to war, what are the 6 things that have to be fulfilled before I go to war? And then, how should I behave in war? One more time. Going to war, what are the 6 things that need to be fulfilled before I go to war? And when I think, okay, it's justified to go to war, how should I behave? I'm going to give you a good few moments for this. Okay? In fact, I'll give you some clues. Person, this is going to war justly. Person, motivation, because if I gave you a word, motivation, shield, more than, victory. Let's talk about this. Person, motivation, shield, more than, victory, and let's talk about this. When in war, bombs and guns. When in war, household bombs and guns and civilians. I'm going to give you another probably 2 minutes or so. 2 minutes or so. So I'll talk to you, while you're doing this, I'll talk to you about a few things. So as I've already mentioned, question 5s for theme D have been based around war for quite often. Question 5 you could try at some point. War will never bring peace. Okay, this you don't have to listen to this. You can blank out. I'm just filling out the video if you like. Explain 2 Christian beliefs on the just war theory. A 5 marker, so you need a religious teaching. Another minute or so. Okay, so 30 seconds or so, and we'll go through these. Yeah. 15 seconds, folks. Okay, a few more moments. So let's jump straight into this then. Absolute pacifism, checking your points. If you're still going with the just war theory stuff, keep going with that, pause it. Absolute pacifism is the belief that violence is always wrong. Conditional pacifism is violence is wrong in principle, but there might be times when I do have to be violent, such as defending innocent people, protecting citizens, family. Okay, so there's conditions on when I am and when I'm not violent. The just war theory is really a theory around, created by Thomas Aquinas, really a theory about when it's acceptable to go to war and what to do and what is acceptable in war. Acceptable to go to war or when to go to war, and then what to do in war, how to behave. Okay, and it's a Christian theory. Thomas Aquinas was a Christian. Okay, so the 6 criteria. I'm going to go through these now. 6 criteria. So when we talk about person, the right person must start it. So in our case, it must be the government. There must be a good motivation or a good reason, so self-defense. 2, 3, people must want the right things to protect innocent people, protect innocent civilians, so on and so forth. There must be more than one reason. You can't just go, there must be a collection of reasons as to why. So it might be, I want to protect innocent people in a land that is sacred, or a land that is needs to be protected for a whole manner of reasons. Okay, and I'm not trying to be greedy here as a country. I just want to protect the land and I want to protect people in it. There must be a good chance of winning, victory. This is what it is really. And then other options. Come on, let's talk about this. Let's try and bring about a solution here where we don't have to engage in violence. Now, we could talk about links to the wider world here, particularly modern wars, sadly, in terms of Ukraine and Russia, in terms of other wars that are currently going on in our world. And then when we're in war, fighting must be proportionate. If everyone's using guns, you're not going to drop nuclear weapons. And people can fight against soldiers, but not against those not involved. You're not going to go and attack innocent people or people that are bystanders within the war. Don't forget those question 5s. What are they again? Let me remind myself. War will never bring peace. Agree and disagree. And explain 2 Christian beliefs about the just war theory. Folks, sincerely hope this has helped. See you in another one. Bye now.